a full AI hunting system, and it's already targeting 1.5 million people. First, there's Palantir's Immigration OS. It pulls data from the FBI, IRS, Social Security, DMV records, even traffic cameras all into one platform. The AI analyzes everything, detects patterns, and flags who to go after. ICE paid Palantir $30 million for it. Then there's the capture layer. According to 404 Media, ICE just paid a company called AI Solutions 87 to deploy AI bounty hunters. Their agents map your friends, family, and locations, then hand that to human contractors who verify your address through physical surveillance. One contractor recruited people on LinkedIn to stalk targets for $300. Palantir tells ICE who to target. AI Solutions 87 tells them where to find you. ICE just built a full AI hunting system, and it's already targeting 1.5 million people. First, there's Palantir's Immigration OS. It pulls data from the FBI, IRS, Social Security, DMV records, even traffic cameras all into one platform. The AI analyzes everything, detects patterns, and flags who to go after. ICE paid Palantir $30 million for it. Then there's the capture layer. According to 404 Media, ICE just paid a company called AI Solutions 87 to deploy AI bounty hunters. Their agents map your friends, family, and locations, then hand that to human contractors who verify your address through physical surveillance. One contractor recruited people on LinkedIn to stalk targets for $300. Palantir tells ICE who to target. AI Solutions 87 tells them where to find you.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, which is to say in the Paleo Hebrew, Yahweh, which is the name of our Heavenly Father, meaning He is, and that is who the world ignorantly calls God. Bahashem, which means in the name, Yahweh Shai, which means He is our salvation, and that is who the world also ignorantly calls Jesus, a so-called black man, who, by the way, only came for the Israelites. Speaking of, we're seeing the inner workings of this beast system being put into place right before our very own eyes, because now ICE, which is an acronym for Immigration Customs Enforcement, has now used AI to deploy bounty hunters, okay? Meaning what? They're using this technology to track us, or should I say for now, to track undocumented or illegal immigrants as what? Dogs, okay? We're being tracked as if we're what? Sport. So this is the article from Political, and it says ICE interest in high-tech gear raises new questions. What is it for? All right. Now we understand they're not going to just come forth right with it or come out right and say this is for the future advent of us using this technology to come against those that speak against this government and its system. Because this is what it's coming down to at the end, all right? They're using this technology, they're putting it in the beta stage or the test trial stage for when they really come after us, the prophets, the servants of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, in that time of Jacob's trouble. As you've seen in the little clip, it says it's going to skip trace, meaning those that skip out of town. You know, when you look up skip tracing in the general sense, because that's used to track people that skip out on their bounty that they, or should I say that they use to skip out on their bail that these bounty hunters put up. They use skip tracing to what? Locate that person, all right? Whether it's tracking your records, like your phone records, getting in contact with family members, you know, however they can track you down, they get around to finding out where you lay down or where you lay your head at, all right? Because why? They want their money back, okay? Well, guess what? They're using all this technology for the upcoming, you know, day of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, when Jacob's trouble is at the doorstep. Well, Jacob's trouble is already at the doorstep, but when Jacob's trouble fully blossoms, okay? And we got, these, for lack of better words, AI bounty hunters after us, okay? Because in that time, Jacob's trouble, it's going to be like a time none other, man. All right? We're going to be on the run constantly, okay? And we're going to need the Lord to fight for us, man, because we see the technology that he's given this devil to come after our people. Now, the 2/3 of Israel, they through, man. All right? This is why we fear the Lord, because we see the type of technology that he's given this devil to come after us. He's getting ready to make war with the saints, who are the Israelites, okay? So this news article continues to go on. It says the U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement is buying millions of dollars worth of new surveillance tools at the same time President Donald Trump has scaled back protections for use of civilian data, a combination that could lead to a vast expansion of domestic surveillance that goes far beyond immigrants. See? Even the goddamn news article can see that this goes farther beyond immigrants. Because why? This is how they introduce law or go about it in a sneaky way to come after their intended targets, which are who? The Israelites, okay? Specifically, they're looking to come after the prophets, all right? The servants of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. But they can't just come outright with it and say it, so they hide behind words like illegal immigrants, undocumented immigrants. They put that on the books so that when it's time to come a hunting, you see, and they come in to hunt us, they can have a justifiable reason. All right? They buck up against this is just some of the excuses they can use. They buck up against the government system. They're teaching terroristic, teachings. All right? However they want to demonize us, they're going to use it, and then they'll have the, green light to come after us because why? It's on books. We're not citizens anymore because why? This is now a new world order where everyone has to be microchipped, and if not, you are a undocumented or illegal immigrant, and therefore we can come after you using our latest and new technology, AI. All right? It says federal records show that ICE has increased its spending on surveillance technology, looking to spend more than $300 million under Trump for social media monitoring tools, facial recognition software, license plate readers, and services to find where people live and work. It's only a matter of time, okay, before they show up at your work. All right? Posted outside your employer and parking lot. All right? You may be just getting ready to come to work, or you may have a job where you drive on the road and you come back to pick up your car to go home from work, and you got this task force set outside your job looking to get you. Okay? Because why? Hey, you have been deemed as a terrorist. Okay? So this is why we have to fear the Lord, because hey, when this devil get ready to roll on us, and he will, we gonna need help. We gonna need protection. All right? We can't do this on our own. All right? The Lord has designed this specifically for us to lean on him for everything. And this is what's coming, okay? So these upgrades are expected to be used in ICE push to help fulfill the president's campaign promise of the largest deportation program of criminals in the history of America. And make no mistake about it, we will be looked at as criminals, okay? Because why? We're going against the system. All right? They're putting all these laws into effect because they're building a case up against us. All right. So when they take us into trial, or when they take us into court, or wherever it is that they're going to sentence us, they'll have a strong case built up against us. Okay. So this thing is more than just about, quote unquote illegal immigrants or undocumented migrants. Okay. This is about their new world order. All right. And this is where they're heading. This is where they're heading at with it. All right. AI bounty hunters. Now let's go here and let's read this article right here. Let's read AI overview. I said ICE using AI bounty hunters, and it says U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement, ICE, is using AI technology and has contracted private firms described in reports as de facto bounty hunters. See? Bounty hunters is someone that receives a bounty to come and pick up you and return you back. They're going to have bounties, which is a price on our head, okay? They're going to contact our family members, our friends, to get our locations. See? This is not a game that we are involved with, all right? This is a matter of life and death. And unless you choose Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, you're dead, okay? You're dead. You don't have no protection, man. See, that's what 2/3 of our people fail to realize. You so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans. We get ready to go into a time like none other, and you don't even know your power's name to call on. You don't understand this devil has it out for you. Don't matter if you're from the northern kingdom or the southern kingdom. He wants you up out of here because why? You spell the end of his kingdom. And he's not ready to relinquish that just yet. So what? So he's going out with a bang. All right? He ain't going out without a fight. Okay? It says described in reports as de facto bounty hunters to locate individuals for deportation. That's the narrative as of now. But once Jacob's trouble fully blossoms and we're in the thick of it, that is going to be changed to what? To come after the man of the Lord, all right? And all of Israel. See, but when they come after the man of the Lord, it's going to be a different outcome. Because they're not messing with just any old, Israelite, okay? They're messing with the elect, okay? And the Lord's going to lift up that standard, all right? And we just got to be prepared, man, all right? Because the Lord's going to fight for us, as he's always, okay? He's going to provide for us, as he's always. So it says, these firms utilize advanced data analysis and on-the-ground surveillance to track down targets, see? So this is why, hey, you ain't going to be able to run and hide from this damn system, man, because this is going to be tracking you. The only way you're going to be able to be incognito is if the Lord dealing with you, man. All right? This devil going to have checkpoints. At each town, he's going to use all this AI technology to locate and find its intended target. See? And you Israelites out there that think, the Lord's going to be dealing with you and you don't even call on his name, hey, it's going to be known in that day who are mine, okay? So this devil is putting on books, that he's coming after us, all right? And he's using his AI as bounty hunters, okay? And he's going to actually pay people tips. He's going to actually pay people for them to give him tips, okay? And in a time where inflation is high and rent is high and groceries is high, hey, your own family member may become your enemy. As it says in Matthew 10, what does it say? I'm going to roughly paraphrasing. It says the enemies of my household. All right? So don't be surprised, if your mom, if your dad, if your brother, your sister, whoever turns you in, okay, to save the skin off their back and to get a little bit extra reward on the side. All right, this is where we at. Key details on ICE use of AI and private contractors. AI for skip tracing. ICE has awarded contracts, including one to a company called AI Solution 87 for skip tracing services powered by AI. Skip tracing is a practice typically used by debt collectors to find people who are difficult to locate. Who does that sound like? Because for the longest, you owe money at a credit card company, they will haggle you and harass you by calling you, day and night. When you gonna pay me? When you gonna give me my money? When you gonna give me my money? But now, guess what? They gonna be harassing you and looking for you day and night to get you and deport you or to take you down to a detention center. Because why? You spoken out against the government. You don't have proper documentation to be here, that be in the RFID microchip, the charagma. It says, it says skip tracing services powered by AI. Skip tracing is a practice typically used by debt collectors to find people who are difficult to locate. AI agents reportedly help these firms rapidly accelerate the process of finding persons of interest and mapping their associates. See? So they've been using this number, or we've got reports that they showed up at this address frequently. So let's go ahead and pay them a visit or give them a call and see if we can get information because we can't find them. See, but the 2/3 of our people, they through. They're not going to have that hedge to protect them from this that's coming. All right? Data sources is another AI tool that they're going to use. Physical surveillance. The contracts often requires physical verification of a target location. So they want to make sure, that guy right there, such and such, Tazamak, or they may call you by your government name, he's hiding in that building right there, or that house right there, that abandoned house. See? And as it says in Isaiah 59 and verse 19, when the enemy should come in like the flood, or when the enemy should come in like a flood, the standard of Yahweh, the spirit shall be lifted up. Roughly paraphrasing, see? So this is why we have to get in great standings with our Lord and Savior, all right? Because we're going to need him to fight on our behalf. These devils is going to use everything in that time, man. And it ain't going to be no time, where, hey, you being afraid or scared. No, man, it's going to be a time of, hey, we got to just depend on the Lord, man, for everything. For him guiding us and directing us to wherever we got to lay our head at night, to what we going to eat, to how we going to sleep, to whatever, man. Because you can't think you're going to be able to hide in some woods and you can't be traced or tracked. No, man. They got drones, they got videos, they got, informers or informants, for lack of better words. They going to find out where you at. And they going to swarm in on you like the Duke boys or the SWAT team. Performance-based incentives. While the term, let's see if it says anything in here. With potential contract values for individual firms. That's going to be about it. So let's go ahead and get a few precepts, okay? This is Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1. It says, woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievingness which they have prescribed, right, which is these laws that they're putting on the books under the guidelines of illegal immigrants, undocumented immigrants, and then they're going to come after us at a later time. See, but now they got all this technology set up and prepared for when that time comes. Then all they got to do is just make the switch. So now it's those that don't have the mark or whatever the name is, whatever the name they're going to use at that time is going to be called. They can't be here on our streets, dirtying up our new world, order, our one world order. So we need to get them up off the streets and taken and put into these concentration camps, these FEMA centers, okay? So it says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and right grievingness, which they have prescribed. And that's exactly what they're doing, all right? Now, what we have going over here is the KJV to the left and the NLT to the right running parallel, all right? So you can see it in multiple translations, or a couple of translations. So let's go to Psalms 37. Let's go down to verse 32. Or maybe it's Psalms, I know I said 37 and 32. This is Psalms 37 and start at 31. This is Psalms 37 and 31. It says, the law of his power is in his heart. None of his steps shall slide. See? And this is why this is why we're in this, because we want the Lord to direct our path so none of our steps will slide. See, the only thing that's separating us from the 2/3 is that when they move, they're going to be slipping and sliding, man. Imagine trying to run from this damn devil and you sliding. Every move and every step you make is the wrong step. The Lord just setting you up. He's actually guiding your steps, but to what? To captivity, to be locked up. Here it is. You think you and your family is on the run and y'all ain't take the chip, but little do you know, the Lord is directing your steps to slide as opposed to the elect steps to fly, all right? Because brother's going to get superpowers to fly as well, man. See, it depends on the Lord. Is he on your side or is he against you? And for the 2/3 of our people, he's going to be against them. So he's going to be directing their paths or their steps to slide right into this damn devouring lion, right into this devouring lion's mouth, okay? It says, verse 32, the wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him, right? So through their AI technology, they're going to be watching us and they're going to seek to slay us, all right? They're going to hunt us. See? And only the elect are going to be preserved when they come a-hunting. And a hunting day will come, all right? Because they're gearing up. They're getting all this technology prepared, all right? And we say, hey, good luck. Because, hey, we got Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai on our side. It says, verse 33, Yahweh will not leave him in his hand. All right? You can't have the elect. We belong to Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, we be found worthy of that number. It says, Yahweh will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn when he is judged. See? Now to the right it says, but Yahweh will not let the wicked succeed or let the godly be condemned when they are put on trial, man. So the wicked ain't going to succeed, and when the godly is condemned, when they are put on trial, it says, or let the godly be condemned when they are put on trial, man. Right. So when they come and, bring us up on these bogus charges because they have written an unrighteous decree, and we be given that moment to testify, hey, They can't condemn us because why? We got the truth. All right. The only thing they can do is persecute us. And it says, blessed are those that are persecuted for righteous sake. For theirs is the kingdom of the Most High. Roughly paraphrasing. But see, they're not going to be able to condemn us. All right. Because why? We stand behind this truth 100%, man. All right. We got the Lord fighting on our side. So all they can do is make up these false, bogus claims, man. Oh, they don't have the proper paperwork. They don't have the RFID, or should I say they don't have the proper digital paperwork. They don't have the RFID microchip. They're not supposed to be here. See? And we gave them all the chances in the world to take it, but they wouldn't take it. See? So now what do you want us to do? Under the New World Order, we don't accept the Holy Bible, okay? As authoritative, as authoritative literature, all right? We banned the Bible. They were found teaching, so now they have to be brought up on these charges. See, they're not going to be able to condemn us because why? We have the truth. They're going to have to make up shit on us, man. So let's read it in the KJV. Psalms 37 and 33 says, Yahweh will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn nor condemn him when he is judged. See? So we got nothing to worry about, man. We do what's right and ask of us according to the Holy Bible, the Lord will fight for us. Verse 34, wait on Yahweh and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land when the wicked are cut off. Thou shalt see it, right? And this is the time we coming in, man. We got to endure as good soldiers, man. Until these damn Edomites, the wicked, be taken out of power, man. All right? They're going to come down with great wrath because why? They know they have but a short time. Revelation 12 and 12, man. All right? So just get prepared. They coming a-hunting. All right? Let's go there to Lamentations and read that in verse 4. And I believe it starts at 17. It says, the stress of the siege described. Okay? Let's go down to Lamentation. Let's go down to verse 17. I believe that's where it picks up at. Let's start at verse 17. This is Lamentation 4 and 17. It reads, as for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. And in our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. Right. Here it is. You done invested in so much in this society. You done voted. You done went to all, the colleges. You done did everything, thinking that you was going to make it. But yet it was in vain. All right. Because now this same nation that you thought would be a place for you to build generational wealth now requires you to take their mark or the charagma in order to receive all of this information, in order to receive all of this, money that you've acquired. And now you come to realize that it was what? Vain. Because if you take it, you're through. And if you don't take it, you're through if the Lord ain't dealing with you. So it says, as for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. Now to the right in the NLT, it says, we look in vain for our allies to come and save us. But we were looking to nations that could not help us. Right. And America is one of those nations, man. America isn't designed or set up to help you. It's designed to destroy you with a sore destruction. Micah 2 and 10. Now here's the point. Verse 18. They hunt our steps. See? Now we read in Psalms 37 that if the Lord ain't dealing with you, he ain't directing your paths, your steps, you gonna slide. All right. Now here it is. America is gonna be hunting, and other nations as well, because this technology is not gonna be just here in America. Because why? Israelites are scattered abroad. Now the bulk or the majority of the elect, or should I say the prophets, are here in America. They're gonna come after us, but you're gonna have Israelites scattered in all other places as well. All right. And if the Lord isn't with you, your steps are going to slide. Now it says here, they hunt our steps. Now your only thought should be, am I rooted in this or will I be sliding? All right. Because if you don't have the names, if you don't believe, all your steps are going to be what? As if you're walking on ice. You're going to be sliding and slipping. But if you're rooted in this, if you're rooted in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, you're going to be stepping firmly, man. All right? As it says, no weapon, Isaiah 54 and verse 17, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. Matter of fact, let's go there. Because they're forming a weapon right now. All right? This AI bounty hunter, this is a weapon that they're going to use. This is Isaiah chapter 54 and verse 17. It reads, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. See? That's why we read they won't be able to condemn us, man. And their tongue, they're writing these laws, they're prescribing these unrighteous decrees. They're not gonna prevail against the man of the Lord. It says, this is the heritage of the servants of Yahweh, and their righteousness is of me, saith Yahweh. See? This is the inheritance of the servants of Yahweh. All right, that he's going to fight for us. Let's read this in the NLT. But in that coming day, Jacob's trouble, it says, but in that coming day, no weapon turned against you will succeed. Right. This AI that they're going to use for bounty hunt, this AI that they're going to use as bounty hunters on us, it says, but in that coming day, no weapon turned against you will succeed. You will silence every voice raised up to accuse you. These benefits are enjoyed by the servants of Yahweh, right? Not just any old regular Israelite, the servants of Yahweh. Those of us that are serving Yahweh. Those of us that are doing the will of the Lord. Those are the benefits that we're going to receive. It says, you will silence every voice raised up to accuse you. These benefits are enjoyed by the servants of Yahweh. Their vindication will come from me. I, Yahweh, have spoken. See? So don't worry. Don't fraternize. Don't worry yourself when this comes, all right? Just trust in Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai. Don't be afraid to call on those names, okay? So now let's jump back to Lamentation chapter 4, was it? And 18, because they're going to come a-hunting. This is Lamentation 4 and 18. It says, they hunt our steps. Yeah, they want to skip trace us. They want to find out where we work at. They want to find out where we sleep at. They want to find out who our family members are. They want to find out where our favorite spots are to hang out at. They want to find out who we know. All right? They want to hunt our steps. Because why? They want to get us off this. They want to get us off the face of this earth. They want to eradicate us. But guess what? They won't. All right? Because why? The Lord controls it all, man. As it says, one sparrow doesn't fall unless the Lord orchestrates it. It says, they hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. See? Good luck trying to move from city to city without having this charagma. Good luck trying to go to the grocery store and buy something without having that charagma. Good luck with buying and selling without having that charagma. They're going to hunt your every step. They're going to trace and track everything you do in this up and coming new world order. All right? And unless the Lord dealing with you, he's going to give you over to them. So it says they hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. All right? You ain't going to be able to do nothing. Okay? Nothing. Unless you acquiesce or capitulate or comply with the beast system. It says our end is near. Our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. See? It's gonna be a case of too late, a dollar short. All right? Unless you got the Lord fighting on your side, man. Verse 18, we couldn't go, verse 18 in the NLT to the right. It reads, we couldn't go into the streets without danger to our lives. See? This is deadly serious. Okay? You don't think of it as being that serious now because you go outside and you say, man, there's no one tracking me. There's no one hunting me. You don't know. Your phone is giving out your location, okay? Everything you do from spending a debit card, they tracking and hunting you already. They just haven't been given the green light to come in like that flood in Isaiah 59, the 19th verse. See, when they giving that green light to come in, you're going to see they've been tracking and hunting you all the while. You just haven't been privy to it, or you just haven't been, aware. It says, we couldn't go into the streets without danger to our lives. Our end was near. Our days were numbered. We were doomed. All right? If the Lord ain't with you, it's going to be a scary uphill battle for you. And spoiler alert, you ain't going to win, okay? Because the missiles come to finish this place off at the end alongside the chariots, okay? So this is the end result. They coming to hunt us, man. They coming to hunt the Israelites, all right? And they're going to use their AI as bounty hunters, all right? Skip tracing, tracking, looking, locating, finding you. And if the Lord ain't dealing with you, you're going to be given over to them, all right? So let's go ahead and close out with 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. This is 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. It reads, be sober, be vigilant. See? This is the wrong time to be playing, okay? You need to be getting right with the Lord while you got the opportunity, the chance. You need to be seeking him, all right? Seek him 10 times more. It says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about. See? He's walking right now, but he's really going to be walking in that time because his technology is going to be on full display. All right? He's going to be tracking everything. Okay? It says, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Right? And he's got his mouth wide open, man. And if the Lord give you over to that prey, and if the Lord give you over as that prey, he's going to devour you. All right? Plain and simple. Now let's read this in the NLT to the right. It says, stay alert. Watch out for your great enemy, Esau. All right, Esau and Jacob, primal enemies. This goes back to the beginning. All right, when this damn devil gave his birthright up. All right, now he has had a perpetual hatred towards us. It says, stay alert, watch out for your great enemy, the devil, which devil goes into false accuser or deceiver. That's speaking about Esau, Edom, all right? He accuses us day and night before our power, all right? He falsely accuses us. I believe that's Revelation 12. It says he prowls around like a roaring lion with his mouth wide open, man. All right. And if you're not with the Lord, you're gonna be prey. You're gonna fall right into it. You're gonna fall right into one of those snares and traps that he's setting up right now for that time. And that's it. All right. You're gonna find yourself either being chipped or getting put down. And for the wrong reason. Because you're not doing it for Yahweh's sake. You're doing it because the Lord ain't dealing with you. It says he prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. All right? And hey, if you of Israel, if you of the stock of Yasharallah, and you a 2/3 Israelite, you're going to be one of the ones he devoured, man. Okay? Because why? You didn't seek the Lord while he may be found. All right. And you didn't know that you didn't know all these was on the books to come to pass. You didn't know that he was going to use AI as a bounty hunter. You didn't know he was going to use his technology to skip trace and find you and track you. You thought you would be able to run into the woods and that would be the end of it. No, man, he got drones that can read body temperatures and all type of shit that can fly over the woods and the treetops and find out where you located at, man. You thought because you were moved somewhere in the mountains he couldn't find you. No, he got something for every scenario that you could come up with, man. If the Lord ain't with you, you're gonna be found out, man. See? We wholeheartedly believe that the Lord is going to provide for us in that time, man. Everything. Food, shelter, water, everything. We're going to get the glory. Isaiah 65:13. See, but you're going to come to find out that the Lord ain't dealing with you. Okay? And your steps are going to slide right into this damn devouring lion's mouth. All right? So be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. All right? So with that being said, pray some moments edified through this lesson. And until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We're almost home. Shalom. Peace.